Hello, everyone. My name is Bridget. It has always been one of my dreams to speak in front of an audience. I know for some of you, standing up here probably sounds more like a nightmare than a dream. And to be honest, it's a little scary for me too. But like I said, it has always been a dream of mine. And when you have a chance to achieve one of your dreams, you should grab it. As Carl Sandburg said, nothing happens unless first we dream. And it's interesting, because the people who seem to understand this piece of advice the best are children. Kids are full of dreams. Maybe some of you once dreamt about being a Disney princess, a singer, a pilot, or even a superhero. One of my kinder classmates wanted to walk on the moon, and he definitely wasn't the only one. Lots of kids in elementary school dream about being doctors, artists, teachers, or scientists. When we're young, sometimes our dreams seem endless. But as we get older, something happens to all these hopes and dreams. Of course, our dreams change as we grow, and that's normal. But sometimes they just slowly fade away until we forget about them, give up on them, or decide that they're impossible. Why does that happen? Well, one reason is we get discouraged. Sometimes things don't turn out the way we expect, or we discover that it's harder than we thought to become a Disney princess or a YouTube gamer with 1 million subscribers. Slowly, doubt, disappointment, and frustration start to chip away at our dreams. Everyday stuff like homework and chores don't even leave us much time for chasing dreams. And maybe your parents aren't totally supportive of your dream to become a social influencer on TikTok. Did you ever tell your mom, "Hey mom, my dream is to be..." "What you say? A dream? Are you dumb? You still have homework you not finished and you tell me about a dream? You better be a doctor or lawyer or else no food for you, ah." Emotional damage. Secondly, we're also afraid of what other people think. We pay too much attention to what our friends, classmates, or distant relatives think about us, and we spend too much time trying to meet their expectations. Maybe you used to love reading and wanted to be an author, but all your friends play video games. To fit in, you started playing video games too, and slowly forgot about your dreams to write books. As Meryl Streep said, the minute you start caring about what other people think is the minute you stop being yourself. Another thing that holds us back is that we like to stay in our comfort zone. We'd rather do what's easy and comfortable instead of challenging ourselves to try new things that could help us achieve our dreams. For example, you have always wanted to be an actor, but you're a little shy. When it's time to choose an after-school activity, do you join the drama club? Or do you just go home and watch another movie? And sometimes we have a dream that we haven't forgotten, but we just never took action to make it happen. Either because we didn't know how or where to start, or because we're just really good at procrastinating. Well, you might wonder, what's wrong with that? Dreams are just for children, right? They're not really part of adult life. What's so important about reconnecting with my dreams? As Eleanor Roosevelt said, the future belongs to those who believe in the beauty of their dreams. Dreams are what motivate and move us. They give our lives purpose and determine the direction we go in life. If your life is like a car, then life without a dream is like a car without a steering wheel. And I saw a movie recently that some of you may have seen called Shaolin Soccer. And it's about a bunch of guys who reconnect with their dreams to become an unbeatable soccer team. At one point, the team captain tells the teammate, 做人咁冇理想，咁同你鹹魚有咩分別啊？ Which translates to, there is no difference between a dead fish and a person without a dream. And I assume nobody here wants to be a dead fish. Am I right? If not, what's the next step? How do we reconnect with our dreams and start making them reality? Susie Chasm observed that doubt kills more dreams than failure ever will. So the first rule is to believe in yourself, believe in your dreams, and don't let doubt get in the way. Dreams are what motivate and move us. They give our lives purpose and determine the direction we go in life. And some of you may have heard the story of Mark Ruffalo, and he's the famous actor who played the Hook in the Avengers movies. He once had a brain tumor the size of a golf ball, and after the surgery to remove it, he couldn't move the left side of his face. And his doctors told him that it would probably be paralyzed forever. It could have been the end of his acting career. So, he did not listen to his doctors. He spent an hour every morning trying to move the muscles in the left side of his face. And after a year of practicing, he proved his doctors wrong by teaching the muscles in his face to move again. So, believe in yourself, believe in your dreams, and don't give up. Secondly, stop worrying about what others think about you. The truth is, no one cares. They're all busy worrying about their own lives, just like you. Don't let your concern about what other people think stop you from following your own path. Don't worry that your friends might think your dream is silly or your hobby is boring. Because if your friends keep discouraging you from doing what you love, then maybe they aren't even worth being friends with. As Lao Tzu said, care about what other people think, and you will always be their prisoner. So don't spend your life as a prisoner of other people's expectations. The next step is to get more comfortable with being uncomfortable. You have to get out of your comfort zone. Staying in your comfort zone is like sitting in a balloon. Have you ever noticed what happens to a balloon when you keep it for too long? It shrinks. Over time, the longer you stay inside your balloon, the smaller it gets. On the other hand, every time you take a step outside of your comfort zone, it gets bigger. Look at me. I'm quite shy, and I'm more of a listener than a talker. But here I am today, speaking to almost 100 live audience. And this is way outside of my comfort zone. But guess what? After this experience, I believe I'll be more confident speaking in front of a group. So by stepping out of my comfort zone today, I am expanding it. And finally, to reconnect with our dreams and make them a reality, we have to stop procrastinating and start taking action. We've all heard that a journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. So take that first step, even if it's a small one. Then if you're headed in the right direction, all you have to do is keep walking. And remember, challenges and obstacles are not roadblocks on the way to achieving your dreams. They are the stepping stones. Break your dream into smaller goals along the way. Napoleon Hill described a goal as a dream with a deadline. Your goals are like the rungs on a ladder that will eventually get you where you want to go. But what's stopping us? Well, most of us are great at procrastinating, at finding excuses for why we can't do this or haven't started that. It's too hard, I'm too busy, it's 5:23, I'll start at 5:30. We forget, as John Maxwell said, that dreams don't work unless you do. This is Nick Vujicic. He was born without arms or legs. Do you think he had an easy time growing up, let alone chasing his dreams? He probably had the best excuse ever to procrastinate. Instead, He became one of the most successful motivational speakers in the world. So the next time you start making excuses and doubting your abilities, remember Nick. Then stop procrastinating and start doing. Because remember, your life is like a car. If you have a dream, you have a steering wheel, but you also need a driver, and that is you. You are in the driver's seat. Whether you drive or not, and which direction you go, is up to you. So, to dream or not to dream, you decide. Good night, sleep tight, sweet dreams, everyone. Thank you.